Hey everybody, this is Casey with Arizona Age of Sigmar. I'm bringing a battle report for Flesh Eater Courts versus the Free Peoples. The battle plan today is Knife to the Heart, a variation of Take and Hold from the last Generals Handbook, but the deployment zones are now diagonal, and the separation between is now 18 inches instead of the standard 24. Take and Hold was the most difficult to win a major victory, so they made the armies a little bit close together, the deployment a little bit more interesting, to maybe hopefully change up the battle plan a little bit. The thing that makes this battle plan so difficult is you have to completely control both objectives on the board, which typically means you have to obliterate your opponent completely, which is usually a major pain in the butt. Today we have the Flesh Eater Courts on the left side here and the Free Peoples defending on the right. The Flesh Eater Courts today, they're taking the Delusion of the Grand Tournament, which allows most of their heroes to reroll 1. The General is a Crypt Haunter Courtier. The reason for that is it makes the Crypt Horrors battle line units. His command trait is Dark Wizardry, making him a potent wizard. We also have a Vargulf Courtier, a Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon, and a Ghoul King on a Terrorgeist. The Terrorgeist has the artifact of the Grim Garland. This is a very potent new artifact, subtracting 2 from the bravery of every enemy model within 6 inches of him. We also have 3 Crypt Horrors, 3 Crypt Flayers, a unit of 30 ghouls, a unit of 10 ghouls, and an allied Necromancer for his notorious double pile-in spell. For the Free Peoples, we have a Freeguild General with a 2-up save, preventing battle shock within 8 inches, and another Freeguild General. 3 units of Freeguild Guard with Lancers, Halberds, and the Sword and Shields. 20 Crossbowmen, 30 Handgunners, 5 Pistolier Horsemen, 10 Great Swords, and a Steam Tank and Battle Mage ally. Flesh Eater Courts finished deploying first and decided to take the first turn. In the first hero phase, the Flesh Eaters got everything they could hope for. The Courtier cast Mystic Shield on the Terrorgeist. The Terrorgeist cast his 5-up save spell on a large group of ghouls. The Zombie Dragon got his reroll all wound rolls in a 10-inch bubble spell off, and the Necromancer got his double pile-in spell on the large group of ghouls as well. In the movement phase, they just chose to move up a little and then turn the turn over to the Free Peoples. The Free Peoples chose to move up very little in the movement phase, play a little bit more defensively. Because of that, they didn't have a lot of range, a lot of good shooting, so all they could really do was pepper some of the ghouls with a few shots and take up some of these unit of 10 ghouls here and cause a few wounds. The Free Peoples won the initiative on turn 2, which wasn't very good for them because they're trying to play defensively. They whiffed a lot of shooting, and still all they could do was pepper some of these heavily supported ghouls here and just kill 3 of them, and that's about all they could do. At the start of the Flesh Eater's turn, they brought back 3 ghouls using the Vargulf, and unfortunately missed most of their spells except for the double pile-in on a large group of ghouls here. At the start of the movement phase, Flesh Eaters realized it better send some of their own ghouls to their objective, and then marched up, hungry for blood, ready to charge some of these Free Peoples. The Ghouls got a long charge to make it all the way around into the archers. However, they made a mistake and forgot to fire their 40 shots into the ghouls, which would have been a big deal. And also, pretty much everything the Flesh Eaters wanted to get into combat made it, and got a good surround on the Free Peoples. Start of the combat phase, the ghouls attacked the Freeguild Guard Halberdiers, caused a few wounds, killed a few of their crossbowmen. The Halberdiers attacked back pretty hard and killed a bunch of the ghouls. The Terrorgeist managed to kill the steam tank outright, getting a 6 to wound and causing 6 mortal wounds on top of several other wounds. The Flayers killed some of these Pistoliers but lost 1. And the double pile-in on the ghouls managed to finish off a lot of these Halberdiers to end the combat phase. For turn 3, Flesh Eaters won the double turn. They failed most of their spells, but they were able to bring back one of the Flayers. Then the Zombie Dragon and the Horrors moved up to get closer to combat. In the shooting phase, the Dragon Breath and the Garland-boosted Terrorgeist Shrieks caused more wounds. Then the Zombie Dragon charged some archers and took 1 wound when coming in. And the Terrorgeist charged these longswords. The Flesh Eaters started ripping the Free Peoples apart. The Terrorgeist rolled a 6 again to kill most of the longswords. The dragon completely decimated the crossbowmen, and these Crypt Horrors ripped apart these gunners, so that there was only a few left. Although the Free Peoples were able to cause a few wounds, overall the Flesh Eaters were dominating most of the combats. The Free Peoples had several units hold the line. The Wizard cast a fireball into the Terrorgeist, brought the Spearmen up to hold the objective, and brought all their characters and heroes in to try to take down that Terrorgeist. One of the heroes was able to get 4 wounds on the Terrorgeist, but then he struck back at everything, managing to kill the longswords. The ghouls were finally able to finish off these halberdiers. Though the Free Peoples managed to score some wounds, they still haven't killed any Flesh Eater units and are starting to look in pretty bad shape. The Flesh Eaters won the turn, immediately used the Vargulf Courtier to bring back 2 of the 3 Flayers. Flayers immediately retreated towards the objective to join the ghouls. The Flesh Eaters move up to these Lancers who are making their last stand on the objective, and the Zombie Breath rolls a 1 and whiffs it. But with a piercing shriek, the General goes down. Everything makes it in for their charge, and their last stand slowly falls apart. The Terrorgeist eats the 2 characters. While the Free Guild cause a few wounds, the Horrors finish off the handgunners. Meanwhile, without their general, and with the Grim Garland causing -2 bravery, they're taking some serious battle shock tests. In their last stand, they managed to kill the Flesh Eater general before the last of their units would break. With at least 5 models on both objectives, the Flesh Eaters win a major victory. Obviously, the Flesh Eater courts did exactly what they're supposed to do. Weather any shooting, choose good combats, get good charges, really surround the enemy, use the regeneration capabilities and superior combat to overwhelm the enemy over time. In this list I was experimenting with Horrors and Flayers. The Flayers I found to be not that great in just a small group. I think you need to commit to a large group or a Flayer-themed army. But the Horrors I found to be pretty good in a small group. The way they do 2 or 3 damage, if they don't make a save, they can really hurt a lot. I've been making a courtier, a wizard with dark wizardry a lot lately. That works really great. And the Grim Garland is just amazing with a Terrorgeist. If you really combine it with a couple Terrorgeists, it could be just unbelievable. I've also been leaning more towards Terrorgeist than Zombie Dragon. Soul King on a Zombie Dragon is just so expensive, and it's very depressing when you don't get the spell off, or when he gets targeted down and you lose all those points. Whereas the Terrorgeist with his 6 mortal wounds on every 6 to wound is just unbelievable, and I think I'd like to take 2 or maybe even 3 of these in a list and see how that goes. The free guilds have a lot to offer, but they got to get out of these kind of blocky formations and form a strong line with the range behind, with no way to get to the range without going through the free guild in front, especially Sword and Shield free guild with Indomitable Trait on your General and Mystic Shield. That's going to be 2-up rerolling ones. It's going to be a real hard unit to break through. You have all kinds of super nasty range units behind them, able to shoot when they get charged, and if they're holding the line, that's going to be a lot of wound rolls. Then you can support that with some war machines like tanks, and that's going to be a really powerful army. I'd love to see some free peoples really rip up some ghouls and win some games.